Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Exploring the Unknown with Rebecca and Shay. Taking stories from today's news, Rebecca and Shay will explore everything from the paranormal, supernatural, the strange and unusual, unsolved mysteries, and more. Join them as they delve deep into the unknown and mysterious. Taken from news headlines. Water cooler chat with a paranormal twist. Only on Paranormal Buzz Radio.
Hey girl, how's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, Shay?
Pretty good.
How's your summer going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Just got stuck in a downpour today. So I'm a little wet. But other than that, I'm good.
Yeah, it poured here today too, so
Yeah.
We've had some really nice sunshiny days though, so I like those. Those feel like summer to me.
Yes. I got half my body sunburned.
Just half?
Just half. I can't see. I only got the little light on. Yep, just half. And all my chest. So
great.
Yes. But the rain it's been raining off and on for a couple days. And it's kept it cooler, so that's good.
Yeah, we've had a lot of humidity this last week. This week's supposed to be pretty humid too. So I guess it's summer, huh?
It is, for sure. I see I'm in New England. It changes every 2 seconds, so. We had hail last week.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, we did too. We had some hail, and we've had a few storms come through, which for Midwest, when a storm comes through, it's usually pretty eventful.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Same here. I'm excited about this story.
Yeah, me too. This one looks really neat.
All right.
I remember. This is on Ranker, the most terrifying paranormal segments from Unsolved Mysteries. This article is from October 16th of 2019.
The reboot started in July.
I didn't know they were rebooting this. I loved Unsolved Mysteries. I'm excited.
Yes, on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
I believe...
love Netflix reboots. I'm just saying. Yeah. I'll have to keep an eye out for that one. I'm excited about that. I loved Unsolved Mysteries when I was a kid. I watched it all the time.
Me too. I loved it.
The article says Unsolved Mysteries isn't just about disappearances and slayings. While the landmark television series mostly dabbled in true crime, it's not afraid to make time for spooky, unexplained segments. The show often covered the paranormal, and some of the segments are still pretty freaky. Most supernatural Unsolved Mystery segments dealt with families living through terrifying situations or hotel guests coming into contact with the unknown. The thing that sets Unsolved Mysteries apart from other paranormal TV shows is the amount of investigation that goes into each episode. The series strives to discover an actual reason behind every haunting it covers, and more often than not, Robert Stack and the company find a dark mystery at the center of their paranormal investigation. So, number one,
Number 1.
The demonic bunk bed.
Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-huh. After buying a second-hand bunk bed for their kids, Alan and Debbie Tallman introduced a demonic entity in their lives for 9 solid months. Initially, their kids repeatedly got sick for no reason, and their belongings started moving around. The most frightening aspects of the demonic presence involved their youngest child. When the Tallman's young daughter slept in the bunk bed, she saw her room on fire and a red-eyed witch hiding behind her door. After the family brought in their pastor, the supernatural happenings increased, with doors slamming at all hours of the night and voices calling to the family outside. When the red-eyed witch made another appearance, the Tallmans got out of the house and burned the bunk bed a few weeks later. Following the destruction of the bed, they were never bothered again. I think that sounds like a logical consequence to that. Just burning.
Yep.
Yep.
Although I don't recommend you guys go out burning your furniture because who knows what happens. They got lucky.
Yeah, I wonder how they made the connection to the bunk bed. If it was like, because I mean, I think it would take a while to make that connection to the bunk bed.
Yeah. Maybe they just realized. Maybe they just realized, hey, it was instant when we brought that in.
Well, the kids getting sick after sleeping on it, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if that's a real picture of it.
Yeah, I know, me too. Well, they burnt it, so probably not.
Yep. Probably not.
Huh. Interesting. All right. Second one, the Black Hope Curse. A terrifying segment in season 12, episode 7 of Unsolved Mysteries has all the makings of a great horror movie. Just after Sam and Judith Haney began construction on their backyard swimming pool, an elderly local man filled them in on a startling fact. Their home was built on a makeshift burial ground, which once known as Black Hope Cemetery. Sam recalled, "This elderly man told me that he had noticed we were putting a swimming pool in our backyard and that there was something about our backyard that I needed to know about. So I followed him around to my backyard, and he pointed out the ground and said that there are some graves right there, and he marked a spot on the ground where they were. And I really didn't know how to react to that. I didn't know if he was just joking. I couldn't understand why anyone would want to joke about something like that. Sam started digging anyway, and we quickly found the remains of multiple people. Most of them were enslaved while alive. After discovering the remains of a couple who were both still wearing their wedding rings, the Haney stopped digging. Now, why did he wait so long to stop digging? Like, oh, let's just find some more bodies. What?
What?
Okay.
Oh, well, people, in most states, if you legally find bones, you have to call the police. Stop the digging.
I think if I found one, that would be the end. Like, okay, we're done.
We're done.
But, yeah, anyway, the Haneys stopped digging, but the spirits were already disturbed. Plants began decaying. Unexplained pockets of freezing air wafted through their home, and neighbors experienced malicious shadow entities. While attempting to prove to the city that their homes were built atop a cemetery, one neighbor tried to dig up more graves.
What the fuck? What is the dead bodies proof that it was a cemetery?
Right. Well, you would think. Anyway, and suffered a massive heart attack in the middle of the act. The Haneys went bankrupt due to court costs and ended up forfeiting the house. OMG.
I think we're missing something there because that story did not make any sense.
No, it didn't. Like I said, I find in one body, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to just keep digging to see how many are there. I think that's the point where you're like, hey, it's time to call the police.
And while trying to prove that their house is built on a cemetery, you found bodies. Isn't that proof?
Right?
Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm thinking 1 or 2 bodies is plenty enough proof.
Yep. Okay. Oh, jeez.
Then again, we're talking the 80s. It's different times, but...
I don't know. A dead body's a dead body. It usually, gives it away.
Right?
Okay.
All right, number 3, the neighborly ghost. This segment of Unsolved Mysteries presented a young girl named Heidi Wyrick who had uncanny ability to see ghosts. Her powers first manifested when she saw the spirit of an old man named Con, who was covered in blood and wrapped in bandages. Con spoke with the girl, and when she brought it up to her parents, they freaked out. Heidi's folks tried to find Con in their neighborhood, but no one fit his description. They did more intensive research and discovered someone matching Con's description named Lon Batchelor, who lived in the neighborhood 20 years prior to the sighting. Batchelor and a second spirit remained frequent visitors to the house, and they never caused a stir. When Heidi's mother got pregnant, a new entity appeared, and it wasn't as benevolent as Batchelor and his friend. After the baby was born, the new spirit, an ominous dark figure, began pestering Heidi, scratching her up in the middle of the night. An adult Heidi told Unsolved Mysteries she sees spirits all the time, but the mysterious dark figure is the only one who has persisted since her childhood. That's kind of interesting. I don't know that one's creepy.
Well, other than the fact that she was getting hurt after.
Well, yeah.
I'm sure it was creepier in the 80s watching it on TV.
Well, I'm sure they made it
90s, whatever it was, yeah.
Number 4, Ghost of the Queen Mary. I think I saw this one. I remember seeing this one. The Queen Mary, an ocean liner parked in Long Beach, California, has a long history of hauntings. When Unsolved Mysteries visited the ship in Season 1, Robert Stack investigated some of the creepier spirits on board. Among the most upsetting visuals, there's a clip wherein the ghost of a man who was crushed by a hydraulic door appears behind a woman as she rides the escalator. Another ghost spotted during the episode is that of a woman in her 60s. Someone sees the ghost hanging out by the pool and describes her as being black and white. No explanation has been given for these sightings as of 2019. So, yeah, I think usually when they're talking about the Queen Mary, I've heard about the guy who's been crushed by the hydraulic door a lot.
Yes.
Number 5, the ghost of Cubwood Lodge. Cubwood Lodge is a picturesque Adirondacks vacation spot that boasts an impressive proximity to Big Moose Lake. But the one drawback is the hotel is deeply haunted. Okay, so this sounds like we're somewhere we want to stay.
Right?
When speaking with Unsolved Mysteries, many visitors and former employees claim to have had multiple run-ins with spirits who've taken the phrase late checkout a little too seriously. Rhonda Bosalot, a former employee, said it's hard to escape the feeling of being watched while you're in the hotel, especially when entering a dark room. She told Unsolved Mysteries, I walked into the staff lounge straight up the stairs with my hand out reaching for the string, which is how to turn on the light. As I approached the top of the stairs, and just before I was ready to turn on the light, a feeling came over me that someone was right there, more or less. I stopped in my tracks and really just didn't move. I didn't have an overwhelming feeling of fright, but something or someone was definitely there, and it just kind of took my breath away. The haunting is likely the result of the slaying of Grace Brown, committed by Chester Gillette in 1906 at the Cubwood Lodge. Gillette was convicted in 1908 and sent to the electric chair.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah?
I think.
It sounds interesting. I want to go stay there now.
I think so. But I thought, or I'm confusing it for another of the Blue Lady at the cabin, which could be confused for a lodge.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ooh, I remember this one.
Oh, yeah, the UFO missing time phenomenon. UFO abductions are nearly impossible to investigate, but Unsolved Mysteries attempted to uncover whether people who'd experienced time skips while witnessing lights in the sky had actually been visited by UFOs. One episode features an interview from Robert Matthews, a 19-year-old member of the Air Force, who saw satellites over Cape Cod, Massachusetts.
I was going to say, I know that one. That one's Mass.
Yeah, MA, Massachusetts. While waiting for someone from base to get him. After seeing the lights move across the sky, he called the base to ask where they were. According to Matthews, the person he spoke to said they sent a truck to pick him up and no one ever came. His second call came nearly an hour and a half later, but in his mind, they were placed within minutes of one another. To make things even spookier, the driver who was dispatched to collect Matthews claims no one was at the pickup site when they arrived. Multiple abductees show up in the segment, and they share similar stories. It's full-blown freaky. Yeah. I think I remember watching this episode, too, and it was freaky.
Yeah, it was. I remember it probably because I lived in Mass at the time.
Oh,
I'm from Mass, not far from the Cape.
Gotcha.
So, that's probably why I remember it so.
I bet. Number 7, the Mann Family Haunting. The Mann Family Haunting in Lake Wales, Florida, is a classic ghost story. In 1991, the family's son, Alan, started seeing a ghostly woman throughout the house in the middle of the day. His mother, Linda, saw wisps of smoke that wafted near their couch. Faced with these spooky apparitions, the family decided to break out the Ouija board to contact the spirits in their home. According to their Ouija session, the ghost was named Kramer. But that information didn't convince the patriarch of the home the haunting was legitimate. He was persuaded to believe in the supernatural, though, after Linda was overcome with the spirit night and assaulted him. Linda claims she didn't remember the incident, which makes the whole thing even creepier. The haunting continued with lamps that reportedly spit fire, paranormal investigators coming, and a phantom smell that wafted through the house. Following a visit from a local minister, the weirdness stopped. But the Manns and everyone involved still left the house for good and never looked back.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate the lamp spitting fire?
Right? I'm thinking if the lamps were spitting fire, I'm done. I think that would be like draw the line.
Or call an electrician.
Well,
if the electrician said there's nothing wrong here, then you get a problem.
I'm kind of surprised that it didn't burn the house down. But
you know. That's what I was thinking, but I've made fun of enough things on here today.
Right. That and their first thing is, let's break out the Ouija board and see what happened.
In the 90s, that's probably what was popular.
Well, true, and it's not like it is now where there's a bunch of paranormal teams where you can call for help. Yep. So
they were far and few between.
Right, exactly.
Few and far between.
Yeah, it looks like they found one to come, though. I mean, that's something. In that time period, I mean, the 90s, that just really wasn't a thing. I mean, I know there were people doing it, but just not to the extent that they are now.
It was not as popular, not as mainstream as it is today.
The Haunting of La Posada Hotel, number 8. When staying at the La Posada Hotel, you want to avoid room 256, which is reportedly haunted by the ghost of Julia Staub. The room is on the second floor and tends to sit empty. One night, a security guard checking the floor heard someone whispering, "I'm in here." When he investigated room 256, he discovered it was empty and the windows were locked from the inside. One guest who was staying near Staub's room said he woke up in the middle of the night to find a glowing mask watching from the foot of the bed. The shape turned into a woman and continued to watch him. Prior to becoming an inn, the La Posada Hotel belonged to the wealthy Staub family. Julia's youngest child passed at an early age, at which point she shut herself off from the world and refused to eat, leading her to passing at the age of 52. Despite investigations run by parapsychologists, no one's been able to determine exactly where the haunting is coming from, although it's believed Julia is at the center of this activity.
So let me just say, I would be the one that would ask for a room 256.
That is exactly what I was thinking.
That would be, yep. Can I please have room 256?
Right? So now we know which room we want to rent when we go there.
Yep. Yep. And we'll have recorders and video cameras in every corner of the room, and
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, number 9. The Satan worship may have off
Sorry.
her husband.
Start over. By the way, I think I'm leaving all these in. I can't help it. I don't know what is wrong with me today.
This one sounds interesting. After Charlie and Anne Sigmund got married.
Start over. I laughed. You couldn't even hear you. I laughed so loud.
Okay, number 9. The Satan-worshipping wife who may have offed her husband. I like that may have.
the whole sentence.
The whole sentence, exactly.
Yep.
After Charlie and Anne Sigmund got married, Charlie discovered his wife had a dark secret. One night, he went out to a shed and found her in a trance praying at a homemade demonic altar. He was understandably freaked out, and his panic only increased when he found occult literature and what appeared to be a voodoo doll among her possessions. Okay, I can understand. I would be freaked out if I found my spouse with a voodoo doll.
Yeah, especially if they're hiding it from you, then it's
right.
It's not for good things.
Following the discovery, Anna was served divorce papers by Charlie. Yeah, this seems like a typical conclusion. She then moved to Caruthersville, Missouri, where she shacked up with a few different people, including Gary Goff. Goff made a series of threatening phone calls to Charlie, and when Anne's former beau drove to Caruthersville to check on her, he lost his life. While police ready to warrant for Goff and Anne, the two lovers absconded, but Goff later turned himself in. Anne has not been found as of 2019. Huh.
Maybe he killed her too.
Maybe.
Because, okay, I'm a little confused.
I'm a little confused too.
I think we missed something, because if he's making threatening calls to Charlie, why did Charlie drive to check on Anne?
Yeah, I know, and I don't understand. I mean, they're divorced, she moves in with other people, it sounds like she's moved on. Why are they calling Charlie? I don't understand.
Yeah, maybe she's dead.
She might be.
Or she's on the run, but...
Well, there's that too. I don't know. It's hard to say. Weird.
Yeah, because Gary made the threatening phone calls to Charlie.
Huh.
And when Charlie drove there, he lost his life. And he drove there to check on her, so it must have been even... Maybe they skipped the part where they started secretly talking and Gary got jealous.
Right, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. See, yeah, but I'm with Charlie. If I found my spouse with a voodoo doll worshiping at a demonic altar, we're done. We're drawing the line.
Yes. Yeah.
Nope. Okay, number 10, The Haunting on 37th Street. In suburban Washington, a family was plagued by a spiritual unrest that was aggressive but not dangerous. 7 months after Mary and Ed Woods moved into their home, they started hearing the eerie sound of a music box floating through the night air. Mary searched the house for the music box, but she couldn't find anything. Ed had to deal with something rattling his office's doorknob. And after a while, the haunting kicked up a notch. The family began seeing full-bodied apparitions. There was a man who looked like a riverboat gambler, a little girl named Pinky, and the ghost of a woman wearing flannel pajamas. The most unsettling spirit in the home inhabited the bathroom and had a habit of rubbing up against people while they showered.
Ew!
Yeah, no.
I would, oh my God, no.
No. I'd be okay with everything else. The showering thing, no, that would be unsettling.
What was that movie, The Grunge, with Sarah Michelle? No, not The Grunge. What was it? With Sarah Michelle Gellar when she was taking the shower. Yeah. They had the Japanese version first, and the hands went through the shower. I think that's the movie.
I don't know. No.
Ew.
There's a no for me. Okay, investigation showed the woman in pajamas once lived on the same block as the Woods family and lost her life to cancer. A paranormal investigator checked out the home and discovered it was located in the middle of an area with a major electromagnetic pollution that most likely caused the haunting. Interesting. Or it could have been just the hallucinations caused by the EMF, if the EMF was that high.
Yep. Very true.
Interesting.
It is. But the shower thing, I'm out.
Nope. I was going along with it. I would have been okay with everything else until it started messing with me in the shower. And then, no.
Yep.
Number 11, Kathy's Exorcism. One of the more frightening and outrageous episodes of Unsolved Mysteries involved Robert Stack teaming up with the Hope, the Hartford Office of Paranormal Exploration, to broadcast an actual exorcism. I don't remember this episode.
I don't either.
Interesting. The team, who had allegedly performed over 100 exorcisms, attempted to push a demonic entity out of a woman who went by the name of Kathy. According to Kathy, she first realized she was possessed in college after she looked in the mirror and saw a face that didn't belong to her. Initially, she was diagnosed with depression and schizophrenia, but she knew her problems were related to the demonic energy in her body. To cure Kathy, Hope performed a ritual while Unsolved Mysteries filmed, and according to the young woman, she's been living demon-free ever since.
Yeah.
Interesting. I apparently need to go back and watch old Unsolved Mysteries episodes.
Yes, because I don't remember that one. It almost sounds familiar, but not enough.
I don't remember. I think I would remember this.
Yeah. Oh, I remember this one.
The Olsen family's electric connection. Olsen? To paraphrase one scientist who spoke to Unsolved Mysteries during this segment from season 9, lightning is just electric energy. It is not malevolent and doesn't hunt people down. That said, the Olsen family apparently made lightning's blacklist. Since 1899, 10 members of the family have had horrendously bad luck with lightning strikes. Regardless of where an Olsen is during a rainstorm, you can rest assured that one of them is going to get zapped. In 1961, Bill Olsen was almost electrocuted after ball lightning entered his home through a window and hit his toaster. Years later, a fourth-generation Olsen was nearly hit by lightning while he took shelter in a barn. That strike hit the door, narrowly missing him. The family believes this bit of bad luck has to do with either genetics or a supernatural attraction to lightning. That's interesting.
I remember that one. It was a good episode. It was
I
sad, but it's crazy.
Yeah, 10 members in one family getting struck with lightning.
No, 10 people. Didn't 10 people... Hold on.
It says 10 members have been struck.
Oh, I thought they died and more got zapped. But nope, I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, and these little snippets don't tell the whole story, I'm sure. So, but it's still interesting. Very interesting.
Yes. Can you imagine that, though? Jeez.
No, I think I'd be freaking out every time when there was a lightning storm.
I'm going to have to find the old ones.
Yeah, I am too.
Definitely.
Okay, number 13, the General Wayne Inn. While visiting the historic General Wayne Inn, Robert Stack and company investigated stories about the haunted restaurant. The building dates back to pre-America days, and in that time, it incurred its fair share of spooky stories. A former employee of the restaurant claimed he saw a disembodied head sitting in the kitchen, but when he looked more closely, it was gone. Multiple visitors, including a psychic, also claimed to have seen spirits from the 1800s walking through the grounds. To discover whether the hauntings were genuine, Unsolved Mysteries brought along a parapsychologist who determined something weird was definitely happening, although they couldn't put their finger on the exact reason for all the activity.
I think I kind of remember that one.
I think I remember that one too.
Just because the fridge, the head in the...
Yeah, the disembodied head, that part sticks out to me.
Yes. So I think I remember it.
I wonder if we go back to some of these places and investigate if they're still having activity and if we could pinpoint it closer than they did then, you know?
That's a good idea.
Yeah, because, I mean, is it limestone? That's something that's just been pinpointed more recently. Having a lot of limestone in an area will increase activity. But interesting.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I wonder. Have to look it up. Have to find it. So,
maybe the Unsolved Mysteries will go research some of these.
yeah. So update, since we started this episode on one day and we're finishing it on another day, I've actually watched the whole season of the new one.
Me too!
Yay! I don't want to give anything away, but it's pretty good. I was happily surprised.
It was good. It was good. I mean, I like that they left out the Robert Stack part entirely because nobody can replace Robert Stack. I mean...
No, nobody can, but I missed that part of it. That was my only issue with it. Maybe I was thinking maybe a couple they would leave them out. Maybe for season 2 they'll bring something back because.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was definitely something that I noticed being missing for sure. And yeah, I don't know how they would have replaced Robert Stack, but.
Well, they replaced him before.
Oh, yeah? I guess I didn't realize that part.
Didn't the guy from Law and Order take over for a while?
I don't know. I'll have to research.
I'll do Google right now.
Google it.
Joe, what's his name? Hold on, let me. All right. So, this is according to Google, people. Throughout the 1987 and 88 television season, 6 more specials aired. The first 2 hosted by Carl Malden. Hosted by Hosted by Carl Malden, and the final 4 by Robert Stack in 1988. The show debuted as a weekly program on NBC. Ratings steadily dropped after 1993-1994 season until 2002 when it was hosted by Stack.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, now that I've watched the new one, I want to go back and watch the old ones again.
Yeah, me too. But I remember...
All I remember is Robert Stack. I don't remember anybody else.
No, I do. Am I having a delusion? What am I remembering?
I don't know. Maybe there was like a...
Here we go. After 6 years' absence, the series was resurrected by Spike. That's a channel. I know that. In 2007, it began airing on October 13th, 2008. This new revived version was hosted by veteran actor Dennis Farina, who I know from Law and Order.
Uh-huh.
So, I knew he was on there. I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah, and I don't remember seeing that. So,
Yep. It was pretty much this old. It wasn't like a reboot. What they did was pretty much do updates and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But he did it. So.
That sounds neat too. Yeah, I liked the reboot. It was interesting. Yeah. Like the cases, they really spent a lot of time and went in depth in them. Yes. I really liked it.
It was a short series too.
Yeah, it was short. I'm hoping they come back and do some more because, yeah, I did enjoy it.
I did too. All right, guys, on that note, we will wrap this up, but make sure you check out the new Unsolved Mysteries and let us know what you think because we highly liked it. And, of course, you can find us on our Facebook group. Exploring...
In the Facebook group, we'd love to talk to you more about this. Did you like the new Netflix series, or are you missing Robert Stack?
Both, for me, both. I did miss him, but it was pretty good. They did a good job, so.
Yeah, I think they did too.
All right, guys. Till next time. Stay safe. Thank you.
Bye.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.